Stand by for Moana.org radio. In 3, 2, 1. Cue the announcer.
You found Moana.org radio, your one source for tech news and reviews. Now, almost live from sunny Florida, here's your host, Moana McCall.
Greetings, folks, and welcome to episode 213. That's 213 of Moana.org radio. We got a great show lined up for you. We're here for November 3rd, 2009. You're probably going to be listening to this on November 4th, 2009. It is Tuesday, beginning of another great week. And we got a lot of stories today. I got 15 stories, 15 bookmarks to talk about, some of which are about gaming, some of which are about some RSS, Twitter news, Microsoft, Adobe. It's a good mixture today. I think we got a lot of news. I think Tuesdays are always a good day for news because we got the whole weekend. We got Friday and Monday to gather all that stuff. So I think it's going to be a pretty action-packed show. So I'm not gonna hold it up anymore. I'm going to talk about my sponsor, which is GoToMeeting. GoToMeeting allows you to share your desktop screen and you can conduct meetings online. And this is a revolutionary way of doing meetings. It may not sound revolutionary, but when you think about it, you don't have to pay for travel. You don't have to pay for cab. You don't have to pay for nasty on the road fast food if you're stuck in a fast food hole somewhere. You don't have to worry about all that. And when you conduct meetings online, you save a ton of money because with GoToMeeting, your meetings cost as little as $49 a month. And you can do sales presentations, demos, all the stuff you used to do while traveling. But you can do that online. So this is a great way to conduct meetings. If you want to give this a product a try, go to gotomeeting.com/techpodcast. You can get a free 30-day trial. That's gotomeeting.com/techpodcast. We got a great show lined up for episode 213 of Moana.org radio.
It's time for Moana.org radio's tech news for this week.
And for our first story, I apologize for my ice there. I had to take a swig of the drink. For our first story, we're going to start with some Left 4 Dead news. About a week ago, the Left 4 Dead pre-order users, people who pre-ordered Left 4 Dead 2, got early access to a demo, which consisted of just a single campaign, which you can play on several difficulty levels. Now, as of today, that demo is available for Xbox Live Gold members and for PC users as well. I have both links in the show link list, so if you want to check those out, you can. So if you're on the 360 and you're on the PC, you can give Left 4 Dead 2 a try. Now, you still can pre-order it, and later in the show, I got some news about some more incentives that Valve is giving you to pre-order it in the form of Team Fortress 2. Yes, in the form of Team Fortress 2. So if you're a Team Fortress 2 fan and you're a Left 4 Dead 2 possible fan or Left 4 Dead 1 fan, you might want to stay tuned to later in the show. I'll talk a little bit about that in more detail. The next story has to do with Modern Warfare 2, which is a big topic as of late because it's coming out in like 7 or 8 days. And this particular article states that Modern Warfare 2 is GameStop's most pre-ordered game ever. And that's saying a lot because when you consider games like Halo, yeah. Modern Warfare 2 is GameStop's most pre-ordered game, and this comes by way of GameStop's VP Tony Bartel. He told Game Hunters, I think he was talking to Game Hunters, as of today, the number of pre-order reservations we're taking for the game is the highest for any title we've ever sold in our 6,200 store network, and the game's got still time. It's still got more days. So I mean, I looked at the today I was looking at the VG charts of the pre-orders, and it's well in the millions of pre-orders, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, just people were looking at the differences between the 360 and the PS3 pre-order numbers. If you just look at the numbers in general, they're ginormous, and it's something to really boggle at. I mean, I go against Infinity Ward and Activision a lot. I talk about them a lot, and I do a lot of chastising of them, but that is a feat in itself. I mean, they are tapping into a huge market. So I can't help but congratulate them, even though I'm not a big Activision fan lately. I'm not a big Infinity Ward fan lately, but you really can't ignore this. This is huge. The most pre-ordered game ever at GameStops. And GameStops are pretty big now. I mean, it's people When you talk about getting games, it's either GameStop or Best Buy. I mean, and then you got Walmart, Toys R Us, and online and stuff. But GameStop is a big game outlet. So we'll be watching this one in the next couple days and see how far they're going to go. I mean, are they going to shatter records that nobody's ever going to do it again? I mean, is Halo Reach going to be able to reach Modern Warfare 2? I love puns. Puns rock. No pun intended. So check this story out. This one's over on joystick.com. Modern Warfare 2 is GameStop's most pre-ordered game ever. We're going to shift gears a little bit and talk a little bit about Twitter. There's a new device, which I think I mentioned a few shows ago. It's called Twitter Peak, and it's a dedicated device solely dedicated to Twitter. That's a lot of dedicateds in one sentence. But this is a device which only does one thing. It does Twitter. It's called Twitter Peak, and it costs $200, and apparently they give you lifetime access to Twitter. So you don't have to worry about fees or anything like that. And it's available exclusively on Amazon.com. Now, some people have gotten their hands on it. They got some early reviews of this Twitter Peak. And, I mean, you really got to be a Twitter addict to get something like this. I mean, if you got a cell phone and, you know, it has basic web serving capability, you can get away with doing Twitter on your phone right now. If you're looking at getting rid of your cell phone, you know, this might be an alternative. If you're a big fan of data-only devices, buy once and never pay again. You know, this is another thing. So this thing is limited. It is something that you really don't want to take lightly. I'm reading a little bit further. It says priced at $99 with 6 months of service, or you can get $200 for a lifetime of service. So if you buy it for $100, you have to pay $7.95 a month. So it's almost a no-brainer to get the $200. I remember when I first bought my TiVo, they had a similar deal where you would buy the TiVo, you can get a lifetime subscription for like $200, or you can pay monthly. When I got my first TiVo, boom, I got the lifetime subscription, and I didn't pay for TiVo subscription ever after that. So that was pretty cool. But they eventually got rid of that. So if you're in the market for Twitter, Twitter Peak is the world's first dedicated Twitter device. And we may see more devices like this as Twitter grows in popularity. So check this out. This one's over on slashgear.com. They got the details over there. Next story has to do with Google Voice and a new competitor. It's not really new. I've heard about it a while ago. But this competitor to Google Voice is called Ribbit. Ribbit Mobile, and it's a cloud-based voice over IP telephony service, and it has a lot of the features that you see in Google Voice, along with some others. It's got a broad developer support, so people are already developing third-party applications in form of widgets and Adobe Air applications and all kinds of things. It can forward your voicemail to a lot of different places, not just Gmail. You can forward your calls to Skype, MSN, or your Google Talk account. Right now it's in closed beta, and they're looking at charging for it. I know a lot of people don't like that word charging, but they are looking at charging for it. There's going to be 3 tiers according to their website. It's sort of a basic, normal, and premium. Right now you get the premium if you're part of the beta, but when the service goes live, you're going to have to go down to the basic, and the basic is going to be my wife just walked by and smiled at me. I don't know what happened, but oh, she's picking at the way I'm laughing. Anyway, the basic is going to be limited in features, so it's not going to be a whole lot of features. She just totally threw me off, so I'm going to have to regain myself. Anyway, go to Ribbit.com. I believe it's Ribbit.com/mobile. You can get more details about it. I'm sorry, Ribbit. I just totally messed that up. Read Write Web has a great article on it. Read this. You'll get a better overview than I'll ever give. Ribbit.com, competitor to Google Voice. So check that out.
You're listening to Bawana.org Radio, a potpourri of tech news and reviews.
Windows 7 recently released. Windows 7 Service Pack 1 is due around, I don't know. But this article says it's going to be due within a year. And I kind of assume that. And it even says Windows 7 Service Pack 1 due in less than a year. Based on my experiences, I'm going by memory here. I believe that a lot of the first service packs didn't take that long to come out. I mean, they were either out a year or a little bit more than a year after that. So, Yeah, this is over on electronista.com, and they're talking about, despite having launched less than 2 weeks ago, Windows 7 is already on track to have its first service pack released in less than a year. A timetable posted today. Now, I looked at the article, and I didn't see a whole lot about, Vista and Windows XP in terms of how long it took them to get theirs out. I believe it was less than a year, or a little bit more than a year, but we will see if it needs it. And I think I expect a service pack. I really expect a service pack a little over a year after this comes out. So if it doesn't come out after a year, I'm going to be a little bit worried, because that first service pack and even the second service pack is when a lot of people start to buy the new OS, because the early adopters like me will have hashed out all of the issues, all the problems that have happened with Windows 7. So check this out over on electronista.com. They got the details there. You can do a Google search and find more stories on that front. We're going to move back to some gaming news. We're going to go back to Left 4 Dead. Remember I talked about the incentive that Left 4 Dead is giving you? Well, if you pre-purchase or pre-order Left 4 Dead 2, you get a hat in Team Fortress 2. Yeah, you get Bill's hat. You remember Bill in the first Left 4 Dead? If you haven't played Left 4 Dead, there was this old guy named Bill. He had like a Beretta. Not a Beretta, a beret. Somebody's thinking about guns. I don't know why I'm thinking about guns. He had a beret. And blah. It was one of those hats that had a little shield on it. And you get this hat in Team Fortress 2. And I got it last night, but it was bugged. I don't know what was going on last night. I talked to my wife today. She told me that it was working today. But yesterday I equipped the hat. I mean, the hat was there. I got the hat because I pre-ordered Left 4 Dead 2. The hat was in Team Fortress 2. I went in there, tried to put it on, and nothing happened. So I was running around going, it lies! It lies! But it looks pretty good. It's a nice-looking hat. Kind of fits the characters. And, the Team Fortress 2 had a lot to do with Left 4 Dead. So I think this is a way of rewarding the Team Fortress 2 developers, as well as rewarding the Left 4 Dead 2 pre-order people. So check this out. This one's over on the Left 4 Dead blog, but it was also posted on the Steam blog and Left 4 Dead. Team Fortress 2 blog, I believe, had it as well. If you pre-order Left 4 Dead 2, you get a Team Fortress 2 hat. Next story has to do with Battlefield Bad Company, and this is a warning. If you're into Battlefield Bad Company like I am, I'm really looking forward to this game. It should be coming out in March, and I was, on a little side note, I was reading a story today about how people were discussing how there isn't a whole lot of interest in Modern Warfare 2 for PS3 users. And people are arguing that it has to do with the amount of games that are available on the PS3 right now. There's a lot more choice. This is just what people were saying. But one guy brought up a good point. The numbers point to like a 80% domination on Battlefield Bad Company 2 pre-orders for the PS3. And I was like, wow. Yeah. In terms of interest, I think there's a lot more interest in Battlefield Bad Company 2 for the PS3 than it is on the 360. And I don't know why. I'm looking more... Personally, I'm looking more forward to Bad Company 2 than I am to Modern Warfare 2. That's just me. But, people are arguing that it's a matter of choice and all this stuff. And, Xbox 360 has had a weak 2009. And Modern Warfare 2 is going to be the highlight of the year. So, naturally, every 360 owner is going to have it. A lot of different arguments. But anyway, this is a warning. If you get an email or communication about Battlefield Bad Company 2 that's not from the company's website or from their official Twitter, it could be a phishing attack. So there are some scammers out there looking to get your information. They're probably going to say, hey, you want to get on a pre-order, blah, blah, blah. You want to get on the beta? Please send me this. Well, it could be a phishing attack. So be very, 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 very careful about Battlefield Bad Company 2. Very careful about Battlefield Bad Company 2 and phishing attacks. There could be some issues going on with that. People trying to steal your information and the like. So check that out. This one's over on joystick.com, and be careful. Somebody might be stealing your information. We're going to shift gears a little bit to Apple. Apple is getting a little bit of a passive-aggressive message from Adobe. And if you try to go to get the Adobe Flash Player on your iPhone today, you're now presented with a little message that says the Flash Player is not available on your device, which is all right. The Flash Player is not available on your device. But they didn't. They go on to say Apple restricts use of technologies required by products like Flash Player. Until Apple eliminates these restrictions, Adobe cannot provide Flash Player on the iPhone or the iPod Touch. Yeah, that's just a nice way of saying, well, we're trying to get it on the iPhone, but Apple won't let us. So this is a new message that the folks at Adobe have added on their site for iPhone users. So you can go check it out. Just go to any site that has one of those messages. Get Adobe Flash Player. You'll see it on your iPhone if you go there, or you can spoof your HTTP or your web browser URL to mimic an iPhone. You'll see it as well. So check that out. This one's over on Engadget.com. They got the details there. Did you know the best free antivirus tool out there today, best rated antivirus tool today, is not made by Symantec, is not made by Avast, is not made by AVG, it's not even Nod 32. Microsoft Security Essentials. Can you believe that? Microsoft Security Essentials was rated the best free antivirus tool for Windows. In the AV Comparative's most recent report on malware removal, MSE was the only free antivirus rated Advanced Plus. Yeah. Well, suck. We're in some weird times, folks, where Microsoft offers the best free antivirus tool. The OS that has the most viruses actually is now offering the best antivirus tool. What kind of a world do we live in? Where Microsoft makes the best free antivirus for Windows? It's wild. I saw it, I didn't believe it. But I'm gonna try it out. I got Windows 7. When I install it, I'm gonna get this Security Essentials and download it. And I'm gonna check it out, see how it goes. I don't know if I'm a little bit skeptical. I don't believe everything I read, and especially when it comes to Microsoft and software. I don't know if this is actually going to be true. So I'm gonna give it a go myself and see how it goes. Check this one out. This one's over on feedcontent.com. They got more details there, which takes you to the article. The concept of net neutrality has been a big issue, not only in politics, but on the internet, in the tech community. And a lot of times people don't understand why net neutrality is a problem. If you run into somebody, you talk to them about net neutrality, they're like, well, why can't they, why can't they police the internet? Why can't they charge for several tiers of bandwidth like this? Go to this article on packetlife.net. They have sample advertisements if net neutrality were to be dismissed. And it puts it in perspective. They have ads that say, okay, here's your ISP. You get a base deal for $30, okay? For $5 more a month, you get a Pathfinder package, which includes Google, Yahoo, WordPress, Flickr, Blogger, Bing, YouTube, Ask, and Wikipedia. Oh, but wait, there's more. For $5 more, you get international access, the BBC, Baidu, India Times, Web.de, and News.com.au. Oh, but wait, there's more. For $5 more, you get access to news sites. Dig, CNN, New York Times, Wall Street Journal. You get the picture, right? So this is painting a picture. This is not real. This is fictional. This is what could happen if the net neutrality were dismissed, if net neutrality were not around. So they could charge you for where you go on the internet. They could block access based on what you're paying. So this is a big reason why net neutrality is a big deal. This is why a lot of people make a big fuss over it. This is why a lot of people are getting behind it. It's why it's going through Congress over and over and over and over again. It could really hurt us as a consumer, and this is a perfect example because I know they'll do something like this. They'll nickel and dime you for every site you go to. So check this out. This was over on packetlife.net. Like I said, if you want to explain net neutrality to somebody, show them this, and they'll go, "Oh no, no. I'll never do that." They'll understand why net neutrality is important. So check that out. Net neutrality. That is on packetlife.net. Great graphic.
You found Bawana.org Radio. Tech news and tech gadgets for the hardcore geek in all of us.
Twitter lists. What are you calling a list? Big deal on Twitter right now is Twitter lists, and this allows you to create several lists of users. And the beauty of Twitter lists is that you don't actually have to follow these users. There could be anybody on Twitter, and you don't have to follow every little thing they do. But if you want to occasionally see what they're doing, what they're up to, what they're posting, you can create a list, add them to that list, and then navigate to those lists on Twitter.com. Now, that's all good and all, but wouldn't it be cool to have RSS available for this? Wouldn't it be cool to be able to subscribe to certain Twitter users like in Google Reader, or to embed certain gaming sites, like if you follow a whole bunch of gaming Twitters, sites like Naughty Dog and Battlefield and even 402 of Infinity War, if you want to have that like embedded on your blog somewhere, you can do that if you had an RSS feed for it. Well, now you can. Here's a tool called Twitter Lists to RSS, and what it will do is that it will transform a public Twitter list into an RSS feed for which you can do anything. That's why I love RSS. Not only can you read it, but you can import it, you can embed it, you can play with it. I mean, you can juggle with it, play baseball with it. You can do all kinds of cool things with it. So this is a great tool, Twitter Lists to RSS. So if you find yourself getting into Twitter Lists and you want to be able to access that data, move that data around, here's a tool for you. You need to bookmark this, Twitter Lists to RSS. It's going to be something that's going to be cool, and I think you're going to get a lot of use out of it. Speaking of not cool, a lot of 360 users who were impatient this past weekend got the banhammer from Microsoft. This was in relation to Modern Warfare 2. Apparently, there was a leak of an ISO image of a pirated copy of Modern Warfare 2. It made its way around the internet pretty fast. And many eager gamers went out and they modded their Xbox 360 so that they can play pirated games. And they're like, oh gosh, I'm going to play Modern Warfare before anybody else. I'll be able to get online, I'll be level 50, and they'll be level 0. It'll be great. So they go online, and they play. Ooh, they're having a good time. Ba 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 boom ba 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 ba. And then all of a sudden they hear the banhammer has fallen. Microsoft went on a tear this past weekend. Happy Halloween, you're banned from Xbox Live is the name of this article on joystick.com. Yeah, for all you people who went out and not only went out and downloaded the pirate copy and modded your Xbox 360, but you went on Xbox Live. You went on Xbox Live and you played expecting no backlash. You expected no back. Come on, guys. You gotta know Microsoft knows. You gotta know Infinity Ward knows. You got the game early. You got the game before anybody else. You expected them to do nothing. Come on, man. You big dummy. That's the first big dummy story of the night. That's another one. We're going to get to that soon. But hello, guys. Come on. Wait. Just exercise a little patience. It's only 9 days away. You big dummies. Anyway, I have no sympathy for these guys. You're hacking. You're pirating. You got caught. You got banned. That's all there is to it. Sorry, guys. Just wait. The game will be out. It's just a game. It's just a game. And there's still people playing today. I can go on Justin.tv right now and see like 4 or 5 streams of people playing online, expecting nothing to happen. Anyway, check that story out on joystick.com. Happy Halloween. You're banned from Xbox Live. On a cooler front, this is actually a very cool story. A while ago, I saw somebody build a laptop monitor stand out of Lego, and I was like, oh, I gotta do that. I just gotta. That's just so cool, man. I love Legos ever since I was little. Well, on MakeZine.com, on Make Magazine, someone took it a step further, and they built, somebody built a kitchen counter. A kitchen counter built out of Lego. And it looks pretty sturdy. Now, I wouldn't go this far. This is something that, my wife would probably throw something at me. Like, well, are you crazy? But it's pretty cool. I mean, your kids will love it. This would be good for young kids. And, obviously they'll take it apart and do something they're not supposed to do. But this was built by, let's see, this is designers Simon Pillard and Philip Rosette. And there's a fiberboard counter underneath the brick. So it's not completely made out of Lego. So I'll take that back. But it is primarily made out of Lego. So it is actually pretty practical since it's not all Lego. And it's pretty sturdy. So check this out over on Make Magazine. Very, very cool Lego. I love Legos. I'm still going to... I priced some Legos on Amazon.com. And I'm still going to probably build a monitor stand out of Legos. And that was a very, very cool project. So check that out over on MakeMagazine.com. Now, let's go to El Stupido number 2. You big dummy. I need a soundbite for that. You big dummy, dummy. I'm going to make one of those. You big dummy. This is on Kotaku.com. Some guy who was a Street Fighter fan decided to put the Shoryuken on his arm. Yeah, he decided to put the controller movement on. He decided to put the controller movement on his arm. So he has down, right, and down to the right plus punch. That's all well and good, but that's incorrect. That's not the right movement for a Shoryuken. That's the wrong movement. He got it wrong. You big dummy. For the rest of your life, you're going to be doing a Shoryuken wrong. Yeah. Poor guy. Anyway, you big dummy. Whoops is the name of the title on Kotaku.com. Somebody tattooed his arm with the wrong movement from Street Fighter 4. You big dummy. And finally, we're going to end story on a good note. If you've heard of Boxy.com, you'll know that it serves up some great internet content. And it also serves as a great multimedia player on your PC. Or you can put it on your TV. Boxy is actually very, very cool. I've talked about it on BDOR.TV. I've demonstrated it. It has an iPhone app. BOXEE. Good news is that Boxy has landed a deal with Crunchyroll, which is a big anime supercenter, okay? And they're going to be providing anime in high definition format, 720p and 420p, through Boxy through an application. Boxy supports custom applications, so if you want to serve custom content through Boxy, they have an API for that. So this is very cool. Crunchyroll is going to be supplying content through Boxy. This is by way of lifehacker.com, but they got the story over on Boxy blog. It's very, very cool for us anime fans and us Boxy users. And that concludes episode 213 of BDOR Radio. I want to thank everybody for listening, for sticking with me. We tore through 15 bookmarks pretty fast. It only went about 28 minutes. We're here live at live.BDOR.TV and also at justin.tv/BDOR and also at ustream.tv/channel/BDOR.TV. Doing it live. Do it every Tuesday, Thursday night at about 8:30 p.m. We get started. Sometimes we're a little late. Sometimes we're a little early. And we're also here Mondays and Friday nights, tentatively, where I do BDOR.TV recordings. I want to thank everybody for subscribing. Go to radio.BDOR.org. You can subscribe via iTunes, via RSS, via your favorite podcatcher, or what have you. You can subscribe via Firefox and listen to the shows as soon as they come out. So before I go, let me talk about my final sponsor, which is Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com today, and you can build a great site in no time at all with little or no knowledge of HTML or CSS. Go there right now. You can import your existing blog, import photos, do a whole bunch of cool things without ever having to know what the body tag is. Who cares what a body tag is? All you want is a website. All you want to do is drag and drop, move things around, change the color, add images. You don't want to know what a body tag is. What's a body? Anyway, go to squarespace.com. You can get a free 14-day trial. And if you decide to stick around, use the code 10%. I was looking at the ad. Use the code BWANA, and you'll save 10% on the entire life of the account. So that's a great deal, guys. Once you use this code, you get 10% off the entire time if you like Squarespace. All right, thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring BWANA.TV and support our sponsors by, or support, how do they say it? Support BWANA.org Radio by supporting our sponsors. Ding. That's how you're supposed to say it. All right, folks. Cool stuff. I want to thank everybody for coming by a live chat room. We're having fun over here. All right, folks. That concludes episode 212 of BWANA.org Radio. And I will see you next time.